Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your personal funky jet pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us from Prague in the Czech Republic to Eindhoven in the Netherlands. We're using the Fenix Airbus A320 once more, to get ourselves a little bit more acquainted with it. So we're parked here at the gates, and we're using real world time, real world weather, GSX, and the Airsoft simple traffic tool. And we got the Wizz Air livery for a flight from Prague to Eindhoven. So curious what the weather will do. The sun should be setting in a little bit as well. But there is definitely some light above the clouds. So let's hop on the side. That's wrong.
Boarding requested.
So let's start the boarding process. And actually, let's go mass and balance. Then here, if we do load aircraft, let's say GSX boarding and refueling, or GSX boarding only. Let's do that. Load fuel instantly, yes please. Alright, so let's have a look at our OFP. Callsign 15, cruising 360, block fuel 5.6, and final reserves 2.1, could say. Routing and impact, we're departing runway 30 with the BALTU 4 Bravo departure, and we're arriving landing at runway 03 with the LNO 4 Echo arrival. Let's have a look outside, see if everything is going as it should. So these doors are open, attach pushback tab, no. I do not see the baggage handlers, but looks like they're coming. Look at that. Alright. That's cool. Alright, let's get into character. ATSU, OSC, AOC.
Passengers boarding start.
And flight in it. May we request. So the en route time 1 hour and 9 minutes. So the cost index was 15, I believe, and cruising 15, cruising 360. The cost index 15, cruising altitude 360. Got requested winds. So we see passengers again, always like this, especially when you can see them walking through these through these glass walls. Departure of the runway 30, the BALT for Bravo departures. Just double check. BALTU for Bravo for 30 and then the Eleanor for Echo. I did not see the ILS Zulu for 03. ILS X-ray for 03. Yankee for 03. There's the Zulu 03. And we got... Oh, there it was. Eleanor for Echo. And do we have a Lion maybe? TERLA. All transitions. Well, insert.
Hello. Evening.
So we got the flight plan in here now. Let's have a look, see if there's any discontinuities. So Ehoji and then center fix 03. So we'll look at that once we are airborne. But for the rest it looks okay. Secondary for now we'll just copy the active, I guess. The NSD page. Let's see if we got any preliminary load sheets. No received messages yet.
Evening. Hello.
There's a load sheet. Zero fuel weight 56.1. Zero fuel weight center of gravity is set on here too. Don't think it is. Let's take 28.4 for now. So we block fuel, we have the fuel on board. 5.6. 5620 it says here. Not sure if this is what we saw earlier. Probably, but I thought it was 6. Five, 6, 2, 8. That's alright, okay. So the performance calculator will be departure. Runway surface, it will be wet. Check preliminary load sheet, it will be light weather. We got QNH10, we have the METAR here.
Evening.
So 240 at 7 knots, 10 miles, fuel clouds at 700 feet, broken at 1300, overcast at 3000 feet, 12 degrees, QNH1013. So let's calculate. 130 is our V1 speed, rotate 143, V2 144, transition altitude 5000. Let's have a look.
This way.
Transition altitude 5000 feet, you can see that right there on the chart.
Hello.
So runway 30, our departure, let's see. BALTU 4 Bravos, we got Papa Romeo 815 and then a left turn to BALTU. It's a very simple departure. An RLF style departure.
This way.
So 5000 feet, thrust reduction acceleration altitude 2740. So we must be fairly high, I think. Usually that should be around 1500, so it looks like we're at 1300 feet or something. So let's have a look at that. What is our current altitude? 1100. That's it. So let's send this to the MCDU.
Habe ich Ihren Bord passiert?
Flight takeoff temperature 68.
Hier entlang.
Flaps 1. So we got this all in. So the boarding is still going. 87 passengers. So let's see how to get to our runway. Our departure runway is runway 30. So we'll just push back nose to the left. We're here at the north apron. We'll taxi out over Juliet or Juliet Orange. Then we'll take a left turn onto Hotel. And Hotel will just follow that, I think, all the way to Lima. And from Lima, at Lima we'll take a left turn, and we just follow Lima all the way to the end of the runway. And we get into the runway there via Lima. So pushback will be nose to the left. So what can we do? Let's start open up the fuel pumps now. Do we have a little dome light going on? Let's start up the APU.
Hier entlang.
And we got the fuel on board, so we'll also turn on the seatbelt signs, the no smoking signs. Let's also turn on the beacon, because we're about to start our engines momentarily.
Habe ich Ihren Bord passiert?
So give ourselves a squawk code. So as soon as the boarding is finished, about 20 more passengers, then we can get out of here. And since this is now managed by GSX, they will probably immediately hook up the tug and start pushing us back. So we're going to push back nose to the left. Then we'll drive out here onto Juliet. Take a left on Hotel. And then we'll take a left onto Lima, and Lima will take us to runway 30, which is on the way in. Alright, so if there are no questions, then we're just going to carry on. Let's keep the lights on for a little bit so we can communicate with the ground personnel there. They're going to show us that little thingy. Alright, so what's happening here?
Hello.
Departure clearance requested. That was interesting. So I think the cue might be the fact that we're turning on the APU. It's interesting because the passengers are actually still boarding. Let's turn on the APU bleed. We will need that in a little bit to start our engines. Now we'll turn on the constraints on both sides. And then finally our cruising altitude 360.
This way, please.
And if you ask me, we're pretty much good to go now. We got V1 speed 130, V rotate 143, and V2 144. Let's check if we could maybe on the NB page just check our numbers, because we did have a preliminary load sheet. So let's accept this, but we should get the final load sheet once boarding has completed. So we now only have the preliminary one, and that's what we based our basically our fuel prediction on entirely, which should probably work out fine as well. But that is the boarding completed, so we can dismiss. We'll probably start pushing us back now. So zero fuel weight is now 56.2. See if we can actually set to
Hello,
end video.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
There you go, it's updated. That's very nice. I'm liking it. Let's go back to flight plan. Right, so they're going to start pushing us back now. So let's close the flight deck door. There's all our passengers. And we'll lock it as well.
Bypass pin inserted.
The engine start selector goes to ignition. That's Chicago Charlie. Right, so what's happening outside? The jetway is left us.
Locking gear.
So nose to the left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push.
Parking brake release.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, let's start engine number 1. There's our N2. We don't have to add fuel. It's done automatically in the Airbus A320. That's pretty nice. So probably why is it doing the nose to the right? Did I click the wrong spot? I don't know. I could have sworn I said nose to the left. That's not precisely what we had in mind, people, so let's abort pushback. Oh, that's just all go. Okay, well, we'll just keep it like this then, it's not the end of the world. We'll just make a little UE. Let's set the parking brake then, if that didn't do that automatically. Right, engine number 2. Engine 1 is available. And 2, 10%, parking brake ticket standby, company message. So we got the final load sheet 2. Let's just accept it, and let's also check out the other message, even though we don't really need it anymore. But just to get rid of the company message warning there. So APU bleed is on. Seatbelts are on, no smoking sign is on as well. APU bleed is on, TCAS is on standby, and the parking brake. So now waiting for engine number 2 to complete starting. Since we do not have any interaction with the ground members, so let's just, where do we have it? Turn off the dome lights. And we can turn on the nose wheel steering lights. Turn on the turn off lights. So it's a bit of an awkward position, isn't it? Let's use the pushback helper. It's a little free program available on flightsim.co, and it's absolutely very simple. So parking brake released. So this will get us onto Juliet, the middle one. There, it's not wasting any time, is it? Okay, so stop and go. We're good to go. Let's just keep on rolling. So as I said, we'll take a left up ahead on hotel, and then we'll take a left there onto Lima. But there's already a long way, so we can't go wrong. We do need to set our flaps. Flap 1, arm the ground spoilers, and the auto brake can go to max for takeoff. And here comes the showdown. And it's giving way to us. Thank you, EasyJet. I'm sorry I called your mother easy. So between you and me, she was.
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you. That's the warning for the controller that I'm using. For some reason the Fenix doesn't really like it very much. But it does work, so we'll just ignore the message. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Wizz. This is your captain speaking. We're currently taxiing to the runway. We're about to take off in about 2 minutes. Our destination for today will be Eindhoven Airport, Netherlands. We're looking at an en route flight time of about 1 hour and 9 minutes. Please keep your seatbelts fastened as long as the seatbelt signs are on. On behalf of Wizz and the entire crew, thank you for flying, and we hope you have a good trip. Well, I think we got away with that one. So, let's go a little bit faster here. takeoff. Let's turn on the landing lights. Nose wheel light goes to takeoff and stroke to auto. And let's not drive onto the grass, please. So interesting to use the to fly the A320 again. As I said, I've been saying using so many Boeing aircraft lately that I'm sort of almost beginning to forget how to properly fly the Airbus. Okay, so here's our runway. We'll just line up. Parking brake. Turn off the APU now. And dome lights can go off too. And we'll turn off the packs for departure. Turn on our tickets, the ARA. I think we should be configured. Let's check it out. Takeoff config normal. Well, that means we're good to go, man. So we'll start the timer. Run. Parking brake released. And we go for Max MCD. Climbing quite fast, look at that. At 2,900 feet per minute. Right, so thrust reduction, so we go to climb. Let's turn on the autopilot. We got AP1, 1, FT2, auto thrust. Turn on the packs again. Nozzle steering lights and runner current lights, they can be turned off. And we can also disarm the ground spoiler. And our flaps top speed coming up too. Flaps up. Go to standard pressure, but it's already the same basically, so nothing really will change that. But we do it obviously regardless. at 10,000 feet now. 13,800, so, and the nose dropping as well. So, turn off the landing lights. Pilot sign can come off as well. On the way from Papa Romeo 815 to BALTU. It's a very simple departure. A couple of climbs right there for between KODUK and UNAV. UNAV, okay. Feet. So we're aiming for flight level 360. That will be our cruising altitude. So for the arrival, you can see there was a discontinuity at EHEH. So I have another look at that, and then we'll fix that. So EHEH, and then the deceleration, and then the 7603. So what does it look like on the chart? So do we know what we're talking about? So L6 EHEH will be coming from LNO. Postcode then to EHEH. So don't think oh, that might actually be nice, or is it too close? Let's see the final approach chart. Oh, we're landing from this direction, of course. So that looks a little bit weird, doesn't it? We'll fix flight to EHEH first. So this is our initial approach fix. And then we go like this way, and then we turn around again. So that's not going to happen. So probably after EHEH, usually you would probably get sectors, I guess. But I don't know, maybe you could get a direct. We'll take the L6 here. But is the L6 now a arrival as well? See, what is this saying? This is L6 to Echo. So maybe we should just do our own thing and we just make L6 to Echo. And this could be another good use of the secondary flight plan. So let's actually go to the secondary flight plan and we copy the active. And here we go to our arrival. And we just say instead of the LNO4 Echo. Of course we select the runway, of course, so runway ILS Zulu 03. This one. How does this work? It looks like it's already selected, so we get a different arrival there. I think I'm missing something. Maybe some of my marbles. That could always be. But can we then just clear maybe the that's an invalid delete, and then we clear the runway, the approach, the invalid delete, and if we click approach, that doesn't do anything. That's interesting. I'm sure this page works. It's just me. It's not the Airbus. It's not the Fenix. Secondary arrival. Let's see. We do have a second page. To the LC2 Echo. I believe that was it, right? LC. Let's see. LC2 Echo. Can we select that? Yes, we can. Is there a way to insert it? Usually you should insert it into the flight plan. So we just do a return. And let's see. LSIC takes you to AOG. So we're not going to mess around with this. I think I'll probably do it differently. So we go back to the regular flight plan. And we'll just do it ourselves. So after AOG, we might actually even delete AOG altogether. So coming Elano, Eduma, Sopi. We'll just confirm that we actually have those in our plan. Sopi, Oskos, Eduma, Elano, there you go. So they are all there. So we just start by deleting AOG. Thank you, you've been great. Now we got flight plan discontinuity. And then after SOPI, I would rather actually immediately go from LNO to LSIC. We could also just do a direct to, but maybe it's better if we just delete them. I'm just going to delete these flight plans. See, how do we get that again? So after LNO, basically we just clear Eduma, and we clear Oskos, and we clear Sopi, and we insert that. Now, after LNO, we'll insert LSIC. And after LSIC, perhaps we could also insert like a new waypoint. That would be interesting to play around with. Let's first type in LSIC. And just insert. And then let's see how to do this again. So LSIC. Heading 041. Let's actually go LSIC AOG. That is also not quite it. It doesn't matter all that much. But let's see what is our final approach course. 033. I believe you do 033 and then / for the distance. How far of a distance do we think we need? This is 2.2, this is to scale 2.3, and I'm guessing so let's say 5 would probably be okay. Let's try 5 nautical miles. So then we should get LSIC for the waypoint from which we want a line to be drawn. And actually immediately spotting a mistake. So 033 is actually not the direction in which we want to go. We want to go to the opposite direction. So that is 213. So L6 and then direction 213. That's where you need to go. / and then we enter 5 nautical miles. And we click on, let's see, flight by discontinuity, that's invalid. So on the decel, what is it, just remove it? Oh, come on, man. So L6, 213 / 5. It's just removing it, it's not saying anything. Let's try when we paste it onto Charlie Fox. This is actually on the waypoint. I think I'm just being stupid. So L6 213 degrees for 5 miles. Place / waypoint mismatch. Okay. I hate that it makes us type it again. L6 213 5 miles. So what we put that on L6? Place / waypoint mismatch. Okay. Then we'll do something else from LNO. So this continuity will delete. So after LNO, we'll just do LNO. What will be the heading? Let's just say 270. That should be okay. So 270 in this case is actually the heading that we are going at. And then the distance, let's make that, let's start with 5 miles, that should probably be okay. Let's just go 6. And then if we paste it onto L6, it says it again, place waypoint. So maybe I'm just doing something wrong there. I thought we figured it out the other day. But this should work. We'll keep it for now. And we can have a look at the plan page for that as well. Have a bit more of a clear picture. So that is looking interesting. From TERLA to LNO. Then after LNO, we're now going well, maybe actually this could work out, let's see. To L6. Yeah, maybe this ain't that bad actually. So we can put a range link around the runway, and that will also make it a little bit more insightful, like what the hell is going on all around there. So Echo Hotel 03, and we just choose any waypoint, and then you can click fix info, that will get you to the fix page. So Echo Hotel 03, and that's the fix. And then from that fix you want a radio 213, that is a line coming towards us. And the radius, let's start with the glide slope intercept range. That will be 6.5 nautical miles from Echo Hotel Victor. But that is the VOR. The ILS is Echo Hotel Zulu. So that's 6.1 nautical miles, but it will make it 6, so we just put in 6 then. And there's the line. And that's where the glide slopes are. So L6 is perfectly fine, we can do it. There's nothing going on. So that's good stuff there. Cool. Then that is the setup. We can, yeah, we'll just leave it like that. Alright. So back to Arc. We're at our top of climb. Top of descent will be on the performance page, on cruise to top of descent, 170 nautical miles, you can see 1812. Time is now, so that's in 22 minutes. I will start descending to Eindhoven. So let's keep an eye on the weather at Eindhoven Airport. So 1637, 1725, 010, 8 knots. The wind coming from 340 to 050, 7,000 kilometers, or 7,000 meters visibility. I believe DZ means drizzle, a little bit of rain. Few clouds at 500, so very low clouds. Broken 700, again very low clouds. Overcast 900, again very low clouds. 12 degrees, QNH 1018. Okay. 1018 is what we'll need when we start descending. And we could maybe enter some numbers here on this will be performance page anyway. At some point we need to put in the data here. We'll start with the radio altitude for the decision altitude. I also like to use the radio altitude for that. So we can just select 200. And in the Airbus you just type in 200. No fussing with dials and that all of a sudden start accelerating by steps of 10. Select the wrong moment, so we choose radio 200 and that's in. We'll do a full flap landing, so we've got that one selected. You could also land with flaps free if you would like. And then upstairs here, there's the overhead, there's a little button for landing flap free, so then you're telling the aircraft that you know what you're doing. Otherwise it might think that you're missing the final flaps for approach. So currently the approach speed would be 134 knots, this is including the wind correction. So the wind that we see here, 358, that just looks off. Transition flight level 035, I think it's 3000. Eindhoven, 3000 feet. So we'll set the altitude in the box for descending at 2000 feet. Because we do not go below that. We can set that now, since we're at cruise. But I'm not changing anything, it's just sitting there and looking all pretty. The fuel now, 3.9. Estimated fuel on board 3.0 when we land. Oh, looks like it's not expecting to burn a whole lot of fuel. I believe it's been a while since I've flown the Wizz A320 on the street. At some point, well, basically it was a flight from Belgrade, and that was it. That's how these things go sometimes. So we got MARZA, ESAMA, and then we'll probably get at the top of descent. MARZA, ESAMA, ADMUM, and then the top of descent at 1812. It was very nice, it also says the time in here. That's quite handy. So, you know, when you compare the Boeing and the Airbus, they both are they're a little bit different. The MCDO is a lot different than the FMC on the Boeing. So, you know, you have to get used to it a little bit, like when you've been Boeing minded or vice versa, you're like, hey, I'm missing some information here. Because it works like that, right? So you're missing something. So it's good that I like to flying this one again. The Airbus, because it's been a while. and I do not want to forget. It's a very nice aircraft. Just a little bit different from the Boeing. I've gotten really comfortable with the Boeing. I'm going to review the landing or the final approach situation again. This does look funny. Very likely you would get direct to here. No way you're going to fly to TERLA and then fly back to Illinois, and just looks ridiculous. Not really sure why. I mean, follow the flight plan simply made for us. But we already butchered it, so that's a good thing. After TERLA to Illinois, so maybe we just delete TERLA, just go straight to Illinois. So we're totally butchering our own flight plan now. But you can do it, there's no way to see, so there's nothing going on. So TERLA, I'm afraid you are the weakest link, goodbye. So that's gone. Giving us flight plan discontinuity, and we can just delete it. And we insert the deletion, and it's out of there, there you go. So then go BATTY, Illinois, Helsinki. Now I do want another ranging of 50 nautical miles. So we go fixed stage number 2. Echo Hotel 03, that is our runway. And I want the radio coming out of it to a heading of 213 from the runway. And this time it should draw the circle at 15 nautical miles. And you can see Helsinki is outside that circle, so that's pretty nice. You know, that will work out for us. By the time we're getting close, we probably won't even overfly Helsinki, we'll just turn on the localizer. So let's get a little bit closer there, get this Helsinki in the center of our navigational display. Can have a better overview. Look at that. We'll be coming from this direction to Helsinki. So by the time we're here, we'll turn on localize, and then we're intercepted probably already before the 50-mile link. And this link is 6.1 miles or 6 miles, and that's where the glide slope starts to take us down. And maybe one of these days I would maybe fly again also online, on Watson. Haven't done that for a bit. Here's our backup compass, by the way. The latest weather report was 1725. See if we can refresh. 1755, there you go. The wind 020, 10 knots. And then the varying from 350 to 050, 6,000 meters visibility. I know, increased a little. Fuel cloud 600, 700, overcast 1000. 11 degrees 1018, but that's changed. And does the ESB maybe have checklists? I don't think it does it? You can telegraph one of the fair settings. It looks like it doesn't. And let's get this back to the weather. And we can keep on updating that. So our estimated time of arrival would be 1834. That's in about 40 minutes from now. And in about 7 minutes or so we should start our descent. be 18:11. That's 12 minutes. And they've all jumped again, look at that. So it's quite cool. When you close the flight deck door, GSX will simply unload them or despawn them, whatever. Just like save some on the flame and you know. But then the moment you open it, it will despawn them in. Ladies. Oh, there's an empty seat. Nothing to worry about, people. It's just a routine check. Oh, that is planet Earth, from about 12 kilometers high. And some philosophy book was titled, "Is There Life on Earth?" I think it's a very clever title, but I never read it. You think I should? First we got ESAMA. Then there's a little arrow for our descent. But that's hidden right there at the Devru. Maybe we can reveal it. There you can just see it right there at the Devru. That's our top of descent. They're coming to play with us today. Traffic, always like that. There's 2 more, 3 more. Sometimes you see this when you're a passenger in a plane, right? And that is always so impressive. Just so cool to see. I think it will still be a daytime landing, although the weather doesn't look very promising at Eindhoven either. I think basically the whole Europe thing is just broken today. Everywhere there's just clouds. So there's all the traffic that we were seeing. Got company message. I don't believe that's probably nothing. It's from Wizz. No ATC required. So that's I believe it's in case you have delayed takeoff. What we done. Okay, it's saying now enter destination data. The moment we click there on the performance page. So let's just go ahead and do it. Top of descent is in 61 miles. It's 18:11. It's 7 more minutes or so. So for that we go next phase. And one more time, next phase to get to the approach page. And then we enter the destination data. So we have QNH 1018. And the temperature, I believe it was 11. Temperature 11, 1018, 020 at 10 knots. Wind 020 at 10 knots. Transition level would be flight level 030. Our approach speed 134. We have our radio altitude, our decision altitude is the radio, and we go to flat full landing. So at least we got some data in here. This may change a little later on, but at least we got something for our descent. And then when we descend, we will also have to set the auto brake, set that to medium. The landing data, basically we should have everything on the red nav page. If it's not there, we can fill it out ourselves. At some point these fields will populate. There you go, Echo Hotel Zulu 109.75. So just cross check it. So 109.75, final approach goes 033. And we got 032, which for some reason Fenix subtracts like 1 digit very often. I don't know why. But that information is all there. Have a look at the go around procedure. See if that's anything interesting. Missed approach, you climb to 2,000 feet. You intercept the Echo Hotel Victor take on a 032 outbound radio. And I already lost my train, their train of thought. So there's nothing there to go around. Good to know. We'll go back to the flight plan page, and here we can also monitor the top of descent distance, 43 miles. So we saw yesterday, once we overfly the top of descent, nothing will happen. So we will have to manage the descent ourselves, or initiate the descent rather. So we set the target altitude already there, 2,000 feet. We want to see what the airport elevation, 74 feet above sea level. Basically this is the little strip that you basically would always check. It has all these information here grouped as well. You'll find them throughout here too, but they are throughout the map, but they're always grouped here, which is very convenient. Military, so the Eindhoven airport in fact is a military airport that's also being used for commercial flights. The airport itself is actually a military, it's run by the government, not by a commercial institution. Well, I guess the commercial personnel is probably run by, you know, but basically the infrastructure and the web owner, if you will. So that's the civil apron and the east apron, so we are not allowed to go here. So runway 03, so we'll land from this direction. So that means at the end of the landing we'll vacate to the right, it will be Lima 2 or Lima 1, and then here's the terminal area. And the runway length is very sufficient for the Airbus. It's 9,843 feet, so 3 kilometers. It's more than we need. So up here it's nice and sunny. When we get down there it's nice and gloomy. So top of descent coming up right before Devro. About, what is it, 25 miles or so. 25 miles, 1811, it's 3 minutes. We will need the engine mode selector to be at the ignition start, which it still is. So we can lock the flight deck door. Goodbye people. You've been great, and then we lock it. Don't you love it, man? Unlock it. Or don't you love it when I lock it? Hey, don't you love it when I lock it, honey? Alright, let's get jiggy with it, man. 36,000. I'm anxious. I like to get this thing down, and I want to nail this sucker, you know. First 10 kilometers, 11. So not 12 that I lied to you earlier. It was a blatant lie. I don't know what I was thinking. Was I even thinking? Is there no sentient life on Earth? Right, so there's a new waypoint, ADMUM. And then after ADMUM, we'll start descending before we reach Devon. I love when we in the simulator when you can see these little here in the corners how there is like dust and a little bit of grease piled up. The button is always pressed in the middle, the space is sort of clean, and then these edges, it looks really cool, really nicely done. So much details in there, you know. Some of the paint that's wearing off. Not a whole lot, but a little bit, you know. People have the tips of their fingers that are coming here. You'll see these things sometimes like on the floor where there might be basically the paint is like going, you know. Although you don't really see it here, but you see here a little bit of paint shredding. ADMUM, so we're on top of the descent coming 7 miles towards not drift too far. Just checking the model basically, what they made. This aircraft has been out for some years now, but it's not a new aircraft at all. But still, it is very cool. Okay, so 3 miles. What's our wind doing? We do have a bit of a headwind. So it probably doesn't hurt if we descend a little bit earlier rather than later. It's 1 more mile to go, so let's just descend now. Was there a button here, descend now, or is that? I don't think so, is there? So, we go manage descent. It gives us the little dot there. And we start up the sky dolly so that I can record the landing. So that little squiggly arrow, I believe that's the point. Like there you go. We were deviating a little bit vertically, but we're back. We're good now. Okay, so up next will be Gidzenko, 6 miles. Then that's back BATTY from BATTY Boy. And I'm actually thinking, I don't know. We do not need BATTY as well, that's just very inefficient. Maybe even. Let's, yeah, let's just remove BATTY, that's enough, that's enough. So BATTY, where are you? BATTY boy. And insert. And we delete discontinuity. And we insert the deletion, and that's gone. That looks a little more efficient. So Gidzenko is here. Now turning for SDAC. And for our descent profile, it doesn't really matter. Looks like we're still getting there. So what's our range? Do we have distance to go? 101 nautical miles from our destination. Estimated time of arrival 18:33. It's in about 20 minutes. Let's strap in our passengers. We get this final weather check. 17:55. That's still the same, so we got 11 degrees. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We've turned on the seatbelt sign, so please return to your seats, fasten your seatbelts. We have started our descent to Eindhoven Airport. we're expected to arrive there in about 20 minutes. The local temperature will be 11 degrees, and it's a very rainy day. There will be a lot of clouds and lots of moisture. But we do hope you enjoy your flight and your stay at Eindhoven. On behalf of Wizz and on behalf of the entire crew, thank you very much for the flight. Did that sound like I was drunk? It just scares them, you know. They're just sitting there thinking, oh my god, did you hear that? What do you mean? Well, he sounds a little bit drunk to me. And they're going to say, you know, like, yeah, but they always sound like that, you know. Alright. Still nicely in profile, 27,000 feet. 3 miles until we reach Czech, and we'll take a left turn for the LNO, 3-1. And it will take us to Helsinki, and that's basically, we made this now our initial approach fix, so that is what is going down today. And this is also what's going down. The Fenix Airbus A320, the Wizz delivery. I don't know, coming up 20 miles or 18 miles. Alright, so we're about to jump on some clouds here. So sometimes you just might bump off, you know, and it's gonna be fun. So everybody just turn on their seatbelt, you know. And then we just do some backflips. Some air pirouette. I do like the layers. It looks like intense weather for sure, man. And from this angle, you know, everything looks nice and light. But then reality kicks in, and everything gets dark. Alright, cool. So have a look from the window here. And then when you're a passenger, you're looking out the window, and this happens. There's basically two thoughts. One is like, shit, I can't see the ground, which is always nice to look at the ground. But at the same time, it's also like, cool, we're flying through clouds here. I like them both. I guess I just like aviation, what can I say? And obviously that doesn't mean that I like puking on an aircraft, you know? Or maybe even visiting the toilet. Okay, so looks like we're at L now. Let's get back into character now. And take some charge. Okay, so 21,000 feet. To me it looks like it's very high still, but probably because there's so little waypoints. But we're still a way out. We're sending 1900 feet per minute. Our edges are at idle. We're way at idle, look at that. We're hardly making any sound, they're just whispering. Weather update, so 17:55. No, it's still the same weather. 19,700. So, to check the altitude at Helsinki, 5,700 feet. Okay. And let's put in our VRAS speed. So we go to performance page and go next phase, approach. It's still 134. So 134 and then forward slash. At Echo Hotel 03. I keep forgetting it doesn't work like that in the Airbus, but I forgot how to do it then. I believe actually it doesn't really matter. At some point the aircraft, let me think out loud here, will actually change to approach phase. Like look at this, you could also say like activate approach phase. So this actually has a phase that it's flying in. I don't think the Boeing has that system as such, to a degree I believe, but this is really like a certain type of logic that is now operating the aircraft. And that is different from Boeing, I think. So back to flight plan please. And 60,000 feet. And what's always very nice when you're sitting in the aircraft and you get, once you're flying through clouds, some clouds are, I don't know how to say it, sometimes this will actually give you due to the proximity of the clouds, of some of the clouds, they will actually give you the idea of how fast you're going. Because when you're looking like this, everything is going slow, obviously, you know, you don't get the idea that you're going like almost 1,000 kilometers or something, or 800 per hour. And, but sometimes when you hit clouds, all of a sudden you'll see like, oh man, we're really moving fast here. And that's pretty cool feeling. I wouldn't mind to see that throughout the entire flight. I would just sit with my nose pressed against the window, producing more snot than a toddler who just drank orange juice and ate peanuts. And it was reeking of banana. And again, you can see, right, in the flight simulator, you see the sort of bright it gets, the type of brightness. I mean, obviously I'm cranking it up, but my point is that when you're flying through clouds in flight simulator, you always have to tone it down for some reason. It just seems to affect it. It's really weird, as if this is as if it's looking behind, you know, which obviously it isn't. So look, we got some rain going on here. There we go, there the ship starts. 13,600 feet. So we're still aiming for 5,600 at Helsinki. Let's increase the zoom level a little bit more. And let's also turn on the landing system. And we got Echo Hotel Zulu 109.75, we already confirmed that. So we do not have DME yet on the glide slope, or sorry, on the localizer. Let's see, 12,900. Let's also turn on landing system on the pilot monitoring side. And let's get the screen down as well a little bit. It's annoying the hell out of me. Alright, we've strapped in our passengers. And let's start the APU. That's definitely some drooly weather. It's pretty cool because we can still see like the active color of the golden hour of the sun sort of trying to set behind all of this. It's quite dramatic scenery. It's definitely cool to fly through. Okay, so situation 11,200 feet. Helsinki coming up 15 miles still. So I should be there at flight level 057. 10,000 feet coming up. Let's turn on the landing lights. That's some serious clouds, man. It's funny, when you look out the window, when it's a scene like this, not necessarily very easy to see what your nose down situation is. Obviously we do have the instrument, but it can be a little bit of an optical illusion, you know. Okay, so we're a little bit beneath our profile. That's good. I'm happy to see that. Thrust lever is idle. AP1 and 1F2. Also thrust. Everything there is on. Now a little bit high. So let's add some drag. Landing system is now giving us the DME. So we have 22.2 nautical miles from the runway, from the ILSs, or the localizer. So let's turn on the localizer. Let's arm it. There we go, captured. So we're not flying towards Helsinki now, but we're just turning onto the localizer. I'm keeping the speed brake extended for just a little bit longer. Outside it's changing like the weather, man. Oh wait. Okay, so let's see if there's a weather update. There is one. QNH 1018, 11 degrees, 010 at 8 knots. What's this saying? Yeah, we can ignore that. More drag. I don't think I have more drag. We'll just keep on descending here for a bit. Range is now 17 nautical miles. I was thinking of see if we could get our landing data in. 020 at 10, and we got 010 at 8. We still have approach speed 134. Let's take more drag. Okay, that's fascinating. We're below the glide slope. That's good news as well. I don't think we have more drag, do we? No. But yeah, so we'll compensate for this once we're a little bit lower. We do have some speed gain for sure here. We're actually overspeeding a little bit. We are not allowed to be above 250 knots. We're already 3,000 feet, so that's also our transition altitude. So we should set 1018. And do it on this side as well. Otherwise the aircraft will start complaining. Let's arm the approach. And our range is now 11 nautical miles. So, oops, I think I turned off the autopilot. Yeah, so let's turn that back on. And we're captured by the glide slope. Dual, let's sweet. Now let's turn on the runway turn-off lights and the nose wheel steering lights.
2,500.
Okay, speed brake retracted. Flaps 1, and we can go flaps 2. Yeah, so with this kind of weather, very poor visibility, so we have decision altitude of 200 feet. Radio altitude, that is this one right here. If we do not see the runway, we should perform a go around. At the same time, we do have auto landing capability with, I think with the dual, category 3 dual. But we don't have to auto land, I think we'll see the runway. But we might, no, we don't have to, we'll see what happens. I would like to disengage at 1,000 feet, even though even if we do not see the runway. We just follow the flight directors there, and we should be good. Distance now, 6.5 nautical miles. Let's drop our gear. (1900 feet). Let's go flaps full. So distance now 5.4 nautical miles. So let's arm the ground spotters. Cabin crew, take your seats for landing. So we should be fully configured now. So what we do now, we just wait until we see the runway at around 1,000 feet. We can take over hand flank for the final approach. We got our auto brake, we got the local QNH, we got the wind in the performance page. Our speed brakes are armed, flaps are full, the gear is down, we've got green lights. It's just one great party. There's our runway.
1,000.
1,000 feet, autopilot disengaged.
Above. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30,
Idle.
20,
Fire.
retard.
Little bit of rudder. The anchor down. Let's drive through this aircraft. Alright, welcome to Eindhoven, everybody. So we get some reverses out, but we're already at 60, so it's okay. So we just keep on taxiing. The flaps can come up. Whoops, she stopped, unfortunately. So here we are then, Eindhoven. I do have a custom scenery for Eindhoven Airport, but I forgot to load it. So we're just looking at the default Eindhoven Airport today. So to the right is the military bit, so we'll not go on there. So we'll exit the runway over there at Lima 2. So it looked like the approach was quite neat. The final approach was neat, but then the flare was okay. To the very last bit, I thought I needed a little bit of rudder to try and aim a little bit more for the center line, and that wasn't fully controlled. I mean, it wasn't like total crap. I'm okay, but yeah, didn't. I don't know, I'll look back. Sometimes when I'm doing it, I'm like, that was fucked up. And then I look back at the video, I'm like, hey, I don't know, I think I like it. In any case, it's always fun to do. And very nice to fly the Airbus A320 again. And I think I'll keep doing that for a little bit. But at the rate I've been streaming a lot of aircraft, will come to bears anyway. Whether I do have some plan going on or not. Oh, overshot on target there. So that's it. This looks funny. So welcome to Eindhoven once more. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it myself for sure. So if you ever get this, what we're having now, that you go to external and it's like sort of sitting off center, and you cannot find the correct little position, and you get all OCD like me. If you then just zoom in, then at least it will not move that quickly. So that's for the OCD people along Malta. Okay. So shitty weather here too. We did make it during daylight. Right, man, so that's it. Thank you very much for checking, appreciate it, and I will see you at the next video. Bye bye.